Well, this is, of course, the trial of Gerry the Monk Hutch in relation to the killing of David Byrne in the Regency, which, if we cast our mind back, was not only one of the most stunning violent assaults in Irish history, but one of the best planned out. Because if you remember what happened, there was one set of people who went in, gunman and another gunman dressed as a woman. Mm-hmm. They opened fire and created chaos. Moments later, another van arrives out and a group of gunmen dressed as armed response unit Gardaí come on site. Everybody therefore relaxes and thinks the Gardaí are here, and suddenly David Byrne is murdered by one of them in what's described as an assassination-style killing. What we then had was a question as to whether or not Jonathan Dowdall was going to be prosecuted as part of that. He's now a witness against Gerry the Monk Hutch. He's in front of the Special Criminal Court, which of course means no jury to limit the chance of intimidation. And yesterday we discovered that there is new evidence being supplied, or that the prosecution wishes to address, and the defence has agreed to that. So we have been adjourned for at least a week. Meanwhile, Jonathan Dowdall is in our version of witness protection. There are reports that he may be being kept outside the country. And as you heard there on the news, people saying he will look over his shoulder for the rest of his life.
Yeah, like run, but you can't hide. This is such that they are putting up this on social media.
But it's not just him, it's his entire family and his extended family that the Gardaí are now protecting.
The history that we know, I mean, this has nothing to do with his guilt or innocence, but we do know that the Hutch and Dowdall families were intertwined for many years, lived close together and know each other very well. So this would not be just perceived, I assume, as a gangland betrayal. This has deep family connections and will therefore be seen as great treachery among a group of people who don't take well to treachery. Because if you look at what happened with the David Byrne killing, that then kicked off the Kinahan-Hutch feud, which led to dozens of murders, both here and internationally, and effectively caused sections of the inner city of Dublin to become no-go zones. So this is going to be very fraught. And obviously the greatest level of security that we've ever seen, I think, around a criminal case.
Because Jonathan Dowdall, of course, there had been, when the guards raided his house back in 2016, they found a memory stick, and with it there was, torture, himself and his father with someone, and he'd been tortured and waterboarded and everything like that. So that was one thing. Now he's turning state witness with the David Byrne case, but we don't know if it's going to go ahead. It's due to go ahead next Monday, and if it doesn't, it could be postponed for a long time because the Special Criminal Court have a lot of other cases coming up.
This is true, but again, the wheels of justice may turn slowly. They still turn. So, I mean, it may give a reprieve to Gerry the Monk Hutch. It may give a reprieve to some extent to Jonathan Dowdall before he has to commit himself to giving the evidence that may cause him such great problems down the track. But it's still going to happen.
Yeah. That is going. We'll be looking at that.
And Hutch's associate saying he's going to fight tooth and nail to clear his name and avoid conviction.
Well, if what you were staring at was down the barrel of a life sentence, you would imagine that you would fight tooth and nail. I think it's highly unlikely that the DPP won't have brought this case without a great sense of confidence behind it. But likewise, it's highly unlikely that he will go in to fight it without believing that he has a chance of proving his innocence.
That's a story, of course, that will be continuing, and we will be following